biasing using drain to gate feedback resistor. So this is similar to collector to base bias, what we discussed in BJT. Similar to that, we have this technique. So in this technique, we are going to take the MOSFET where the source is grounded and the gate resistance is directly connected to the drain instead of getting connected to the VDD. And here we are having VGS plus VGS, and this is our RG, this is RD, and through this we are having ID. And we take always, whether it is BJT or FET, in BJT we take output across the collector, in FET we take the output across the drain, because we had compared, right, collector to collector was the terminal in BJT. In the same way, drain is the similar terminal which we are having in FET, as we were comparing. So there was emitter, here we have source, there we had base, here we have gate. So same way, there we had collector, here we have drain. So there we were taking out the output across the collector, here we are taking the output across the drain. Now, so this is the output where we will be getting, and you know, always the output is taken between, the output voltage is taken between the two terminals. So when you take the output across two terminals, obviously one terminal should be the drain, other terminal should be the ground. So ground means which terminal is connected to the ground? Source is connected to the ground. So that's why we call the output as VDS. So the current which is going to the drain is ID. Now, in order to find the different values, whatever we do, finally we have to deal with the designing of the circuit for amplification purpose. So, but here we are going to find, for our intention, what was our intention in BJT biasing? What are the different parameters we were finding in BJT biasing while we were doing DC analysis?
IB, IC, VC.
Yes, good. So those were the parameters which we were trying to find. In the same way, here also we are going to find out the similar parameters. So in order to find ID, in this case, we will be applying. Yes, tell me.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes.
The symbol is for depletion type of MOSFET, no, sir. Why don't we use enhancement type? Like, is it the same if it comes to enhancement type also?
So whether it comes to enhancement or depletion type, the structure is same.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the only difference between enhancement and depletion is, in depletion, already channel will be present and extra charges will get added to the channel in depletion.
Yes, sir.
But in
enhancement is not
enhancement,
connected.
channel physically, the channel is not present. It is going to first construct the channel and then it is going to conduct. So once the channel is constructed, the entire process remains the same. So that's why we have just taken an example. So this is applicable for both.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
So now coming to this, we need to find out the drain current in this. So to find the drain current, what we do is we are going to apply the KVL to the inner loop. So when you apply the KVL to the inner loop means this will be our inner loop. So when you apply the KVL to the inner loop, what are the parameters which we will be getting? What are the parameters we'll be getting? See, the circuit itself, it is shown. VDD.
So VDD, RDID, RG, IG,
VGS and VGS. That's all.
Yes, right. Now, and in yesterday's class, if you remember, I was telling nowhere we consider gate current because the gate resistance is maximum.
Infinity.
So that's why we are going to consider the gate current as 0. That's why if you apply KVL to this loop also, we will be getting only VDD minus ID RD. So this is, what is the current through this? It will be 0, because since it is maximum, the current here is considered to be 0. It will not be 0, but it will be very, very negligible, which makes the voltage drop across, which makes the current across this as 0. Since the gate resistance is very, very high, so it will be in terms of 10 mega ohm, like that high resistance we will be using it. So ignoring this, moving ahead here, plus to minus VGS, that is equal to 0. So this can be rearranged. If you want an equation for VGS, then we get VDD minus ID RD. Suppose if you want an equation for ID, then it will be VDD minus VGS divided by RD. So this is the equation for the drain current in this case. So here, if the current ID is going to increase, obviously the voltage across the drain resistance is being reduced. So which is going to reduce the gate to source voltage, and the voltage across the drain to source, the drain resistance will reduce. If VGS is being reduced, what will happen? If ID increases, it indicates that RD has decreased, or we are using a resistance of lower value. If VGS increases, what will be the situation of ID?
Whereas VGS increases, ID decreases.
VGS increases, ID decreases.
Yes, sir.
So if I connect a source here, what you call this source as? VGS, right? If VGS is decreasing, what will happen? Okay, we'll take an example of, let us assume that it is E MOSFET. Okay, in E MOSFET, I'm going to make VGS as 0. What will happen now to the drain current? I repeat the question. When VGS is made 0, what will happen to the drain current? Drain current is the output current which we are getting in the MOSFET.
So it will just be VDD by RD.
Will remain constant.
Okay. I repeat, it is E MOSFET.
So in E MOSFET, nothing will, no current will flow, sir. It will be 0.
Current will be 0. So now if I slowly increase this VGS, what will happen to the current?
So till it becomes 0.7, it will stay, current will stay at 0. After it becomes 0.7, current will start to flow.
See, this is MOSFET, not VGT. Don't get confused. This is not the just go back to the construction. We are not constructing it like NPN where we had 0.7. Do we have any this kind of construction for MOSFET?
No, sir.
Then there is no question of that 0.7 here.
So to the threshold value after which the electrons of the channel is formed, till the point channel is formed, ID will be 0. Once the channel is formed, ID will start to flow.
So that indicates if you are increasing the gate to source voltage, drain current will increase or decrease?
Increase, sir.
Increase. All of you understood? So don't get confused with VBE, what we were discussing in BJT. In BJT, if the input voltage is greater than VBE, then only the transistor starts conducting, then only we'll be getting collector current. So that's why we were telling that if VBE is decreased, we'll be getting more collector current, because when the initial input drop is decreased, automatically the output current will increase. But here we are not between the gate and the source, we don't have a PN junction. We don't have a PN junction. Just go back to the construction of MOSFET. MOSFET construction is entirely different from BJT construction. So here we cannot tell it's 0.7 or anything. It needs some time to create the channel. That is known as threshold voltage. After that, it starts conducting. Suppose if you are considering it as depletion MOSFET, coming back to our depletion MOSFET, then there is no question of channel creation. Channel is already present. It is physically done in the fabrication process only. So here, so when you start increasing the gate to source voltage, automatically the current starts increasing. Okay, so remember this. That's why you have to just consider the different values with respect to this. So this is about the biasing using drain to gate feedback resistor. And you may ask me, okay, VDD minus VGS you are having. Yes, VDD minus VGS we are having, but this VGS is a fixed value. It will not be keep on changing. So that's why here we don't have much effect, since VGS, once we are fixing it, so the current will not be affected. So until you are going to fix this value, this current is going to vary. After that, it will be working fine. Okay. So this is about the drain to gate feedback. Next, based on this, we have some problems. Whatever we have done, we have some problems based upon the topics. Let us do those problems and we'll see. Okay. And one more thing, when it comes to the formulas of ID, IDSS. So we are going to use the same formulas what we were using basically. So that is ID is equal to IDSS into 1 minus VGS by VP. So the same formula will hold good in this case also. Okay, so based upon this formulas only, whatever the problems we are solving now, we'll be solving it. So first question, for the biasing circuit using D MOSFET, shown in figure, find the value of VGS, ID and VDS. Consider the saturation drain current as 6 milliamps and pinch off voltage as -4 volt. So what do you mean by pinch off voltage? What do you mean by pinch off voltage?
Sir, it's
When
the
drain
voltage
Voltage is the
after
minimum
which the
value of
drain current
VG.
is zero.
Zero.
Is it
Yes.
drain to source voltage?
Sir,
It
it's the
becomes
voltage after
almost
which
becomes
drain current
constant, sir.
is zero.
Yes, correct. So it can be told in two different ways. It is the voltage after which the drain current is zero, or it is the voltage before which the drain current will be still existing. Okay, that is the pinch off voltage. So all of you write down the problems, because if the book is delayed, I told I'll be sharing the notes, but problems will not be present in that. But all these problems are in the book. So that's why all of you copy the problems properly and all of you solve the problems. All are simple problems only. Yeah. So now coming to this circuit, first let us list out what and all is being given. So RD is equal to 0.6 kilo ohm, VDD is equal to 16 volt, VGS is equal to -4 volt, and we are having IDSS is equal to 6 milliamp, and we are having VP is equal to -4 volt. So now first we need to find what is the value of VGS. So what is the value of VGS? Sorry, it was VP. What is the value of VGS? How do you find value of VGS?
So VDD minus IDRD.
Okay.
So we can. So we know RD, sir.
Hmm.
We need to find ID.
Okay. Any others? Any other way to find? Tell whatever whatever comes to your mind. You can just share that. It might be correct also, no? Many things, sometimes when we do the problems, we need to use common sense. I have given the hint.
Is it 4 volts? I'm not sure.
Yes, tell me.
Oh, nothing, sir.
Yeah, correct. Tell me.
Is it 4 volts which is given?
Yeah, who is this?
Sir?
May I know who is this?
Diksha?
Diksha. Diksha, your answer is correct. I told you, no, we need to use common sense. See, this is gate terminal, this is source terminal. Between the gate and source, you have voltage. Obviously, this will be VGS. No need to find anything. It is given in the circuit only. So this is what I told, the common sense. 4 volt. Because the voltage which is connected between the gate and source is gate to source voltage. Already a source is being connected here. Obviously, the same voltage will be existing across these two. So no need to find, no need to apply anything. Directly write by the circuit. VGS is equal to 4 volt. That's it. Now, coming to the next part. So we need to find ID. So to find ID, what we can do?
So we can use the formula.
Yeah, we can use the formula. So ID is equal to ID SS into 1 minus VGS by VP whole square. What is the value?
So is it 6 milliamp?
Yeah, it will be 6 milliamp only, because VP, what here there is one thing which I missed out. What is that?
So VP will be 4, sir.
VP will take magnitude of VP, right?
Yes, sir.
We'll just take the magnitude. So that's why even though it is -4, it will be VP. So it will be 6 milliamps. Next, how do you find the VDS? How do you find VDS? And sorry, this will be considered, the magnitude will be considered only in the case of transconductance. Here it will be just VP only. So it will not be 6 milli. Magnitude of VP will be considered only when you find there is an equation for GM in transconductance. There we consider the magnitude of VP. Here it will be just VP. Please remember this. Magnitude will be considered only in transconductance equation. In transconductance equation also we get VP. So now what happens to this? 6 milliamps into 1 minus 4 by -4 whole square. So this becomes 6 milliamps into 2 square. So that is equal to 24
24 milliamps.
milliamps. Okay, just correct this. Now, to find VDS, how do we do? Can we apply this loop? No chance. VDS means what? The voltage between these two.
Apply
No.
KVL to outer loop.
Yes. Apply KVL to outer loop. So get VDD minus ID RD minus VDS is equal to 0. Yes. VDS is equal to VDD minus ID RD. So substitute whatever we have.
One 1.6 volts, sir.
Yes, 1.6 volt. Okay. So shall I erase? Erase it?
So 1 minute, sir.
So next, design a voltage divider
Done, sir.
circuit bias circuit using D-MOSFET with VDD is equal to 18 volt, IDSS is equal to 9.5 milliamps, VP is equal to minus 4.5 volt to have IDQ of 4.5 milliamps and VG of 3.5 volt. Assume RD is equal to 4 times RS. So here they are not given the circuit. You have to design, find the values of RD, then you have to write the circuit. One thing, if they are not given circuit, please remember, if they are not given the circuit in the question and they are asking to design, then remember there will be marks for writing the circuit. If they have already given the circuit and you are copying again the same circuit, obviously you have to copy, you have to write the circuit for solving, but it doesn't have any marks. But if they are not given circuit and if you are writing circuit for that, then marks will be allocated for that, and writing a circuit is mandatory. Without circuit, if you are writing solving, it's meaningless. Okay, now so design a voltage divider by circuit using D-MOSFET they have given. So voltage divider by circuit means first thing that comes to our mind is voltage divider circuit will be there. So plus VDD here, and will be having, see, and a symbol can vary, the symbol, either this symbol or the other symbol can be given. This is our whatever the symbol which we had studied in basic electronics, that symbol. So even the modified symbol like this is also same. So here we are having RD, R1, R2, and here we are having RS, and this is our gate. So from the question, so design means what I have told. The word design comes means what they expect usually.
To find the resistance values.
Yes, to find the resistance value. Nobody will tell you to design the current. Current cannot be designed. Voltage cannot be designed. Circuit can be designed. Circuit designing is finding out the different component values based upon the requirement. Requirement is the current, voltage. Those are all the requirements. To get those requirements, what circuit you are rigging up, that is the design. Now, so to find the different values, to find R1, R2, all those things, RD, RS and all, so we need different values. So basic thing here, if you want to apply KVL to this outermost loop, you need RD, right? And VDS is not given, and also VGS is also not given. Here we get VGS. VGS is also not given. So what is the first step? which we can do. And you can, from this, we have understood that if you somehow find this RS, we can get RD easily. See, the same kind of method problem we have done in BJT.
So we simplify the circuit. We use Thevenin's theorem.
See, Thevenin's theorem can be applied if you know resistance values. Here
Sir?
we don't know
So
resistance value.
10%
No?
of VDD, sir. Should we assume 10% of VDD?
No, that cannot be applied here because this is LPT.
Sir, not sure, sir, but
Hmm.
since we know VGS value as 3.5 volt, we can find R2 because that is typically the voltage across R2, right?
But you need current, no?
Yes, sir.
You need current value to find that. And here VGS is not 0. I mean, VGS cannot be taken as equivalent to VG. Is this correct?
No, sir, it is minus VGS minus
It is
VS.
not, because source is not grounded. Suppose this source was grounded directly, then we would have taken VGS is equal to VG. But source is having some resistance, means obviously there will be some voltage drop, right? So what we need to do is, in this case, VGS is equal to VG minus VS. From the question, we have VG. If we can find out this VGS somehow, we can find VS. When VS is found, then we can try to find out the other values. Because here also ID is almost equal to IS. That holds good in this case, in this voltage divider bias circuit with respect to MOSFET also, ID is approximately equal to IS. So our first step, what we need to do is to find this VGS. From the given information, whatever they have given, can we find out VGS in any way? So if we use this formula, IDSS 1 minus VGS by VP whole square. Let us check. ID, is ID given in this?
Yes, sir.
This itself is ID, IDQ. Quiescent current means it is the operating current. And IDSS is given. And VP, is VP given? Yes, VP is given. So from this formula, we can find out VGS. And once VGS is found and VG is already given in the question, we can find VS. Okay. So now substitute the values and try to find out VGS. Let's do it. I want everyone to do. Substitute ID. ID is equal to 4.5 milliamps. That is equal to 9.5 milliamps into 1 minus 3.5 by minus 4.5 whole square. So milli will get cancelled first of all.
Sir, you substituted the VG value, sir. VGS value.
Sorry. It is VG. Yes. Correct. It is VGS. Rearrange for VGS.
So do you get minus 1.4 volt?
Mhm.
Yes, sir. Minus 1.402.
Yes. Minus 1.4 volt. VGS is minus 1.4 volt. Now go back to our this equation. VGS is equal to VG minus VS. So this implies VGS. So we need VS. So VS is equal to VG minus VGS. What will be the source voltage?
4.9 volts, sir.
It will be 4.9 volts. So once we get Vs, what we can do? Again, some common sense we need to apply. Hmm? How we can find? By using this only we
Sir,
can find. Yes.
sir, I'm not sure, sir, but Vs is equal to Is into Rs. So the voltage across Rs, we know Is is almost equal to approximately equal to Id. So we can find Rs by that.
Very good, very good. So use the same equation. VGS is equal to VG minus VS and VG minus, see Vs is what? The voltage across Rs and Vs is Is into Rs and we have taken ID is approximately equal to Is. So we instead of Is we can replace it as ID. So write it as ID into Rs and on the other side we can write it as VGS. Now what next? ID is already known.
Yes, sir, we substitute and we find
Yeah.
Rs.
Sir, you get 1.9 kilo ohms.
Any other answer? So it is 4.
1400.
4.9 by 4.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Yes, someone told some answer.
1400.
1400.
1.4 kilo.
Sorry?
1.4 kilo ohms.
Okay. Any other answer?
1088.
1.088 kilo.
It's 1.08 kilo ohm. So 1.08 kilo ohm is the answer. Okay, now once RS is found, can we find RD?
Yes, sir. It's
Yes,
4
sir.
times
4
of
times
RS.
RS.
4 times RS. 4 into 1.08 kilo ohm. So 4.32
4.32, sir.
kilo ohm. Okay. Now, next step is, so we found these two values. Our next step is to find R1, R2. To find R1 and R2, do we have any equation which supports in finding out these values?
The KVL equations.
KVL, to which part you are going to apply KVL?
Sir, you can apply KVL twice, sir. One to the one upper loop and one to the lower loop.
But you don't know what is VG and VD.
So VG we know, right? It's given in the question.
So VG is 3.5.
Yeah, VG is given. VG is given, but you don't know what is VD. Also, you don't know what is VDS. If you try to find VD, you want to know VDS. That also we don't know. So we have to go for voltage divider rule. Okay, we have to go for voltage divider rule in this case. So voltage, according to voltage divider rule, the voltage across this junction is because of which resistance, or this voltage lies across which resistance?
R2.
R2. So we can write VG is equal to R2 into VDD by R1 plus R2. So what is the equation we get for this? Because R2 is unknown, R1 is unknown, R2 is also unknown. So R2 by R1 plus R2, that is equal to VG by VDD. So what is VG by VDD?
Zero 0.194.
0.194. All of you got the same?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See now, whenever we are having two unknowns, what is the common method we use? Whenever we have two unknowns in a parallel branch circuit, what is the common method we use? We are going to assume one of the value. See here, if I assume this value, I'll get exact value of this, right? Finally, the effective resistance will be the same. Are you getting what I'm telling? Say, if you assume one value and you are going to find this R1, obviously the same effect will be given here because one is fixed value, other one you are tuning it and you are finding it exactly. So you can get the effective resistance value. So same way here we are going to do. Here we are going to assume the resistance value. Now can you tell me among these two resistance which resistance we can assume and why? Assumption I have told, assume, we are going to assume. We are going to assume. Which resistance we are going to assume and why we are going to assume that resistance only. For assumption also, you cannot simply randomly assume. There should be some valid reason. Whether I should go for R1 or R2. If R1, why I should go for R1? If R2, why I should go for R2?
R1, sir.
R1. Why R1?
Sir, it's depend on R2. So we can assume R1. That's
Okay.
Sir, we can't assume R2 because R2 depends on VG primarily.
Okay.
So we assume R1.
Okay. Anybody? So here in this case, we will be assuming R2 only. Why we are assuming R2 only is because on R2 only one voltage is being dependent. See, if you assume also that value will be fixed, right? If you assume it as 1 kilo, 1.2 kilo ohm, this value is fixed. So VG will also be fixed. Our main intention in using voltage divider circuit is to fix up this value. So when you consider a fixed resistance value, obviously this will also be fixed. But to tune it properly, we are using one more resistance, that is R1. So by assuming R2, we are going to consider R1. And why R1 we are not considering is, R1 is the voltage drop, it is having the voltage drop between VDD and VG. So it is going to disturb this setup. So that's why we cannot assume R1, we have to assume R2. Please remember this. Whether if you are going to consider R2 also, even though we are telling VG is dependent on R2, but still, since we are using resistance, a fixed resistance value, it will not affect it will not create any fluctuation in VG. Because once you are fixing up this as 1.2 kilo ohm, you'll get exact value of R1. So to balance this value, so entire circuit will get balanced. So assume R2 is equal to 1.2 kilo ohm. Yes, find out R1. Just substitute in that.
So 17.1514.
$17.15,
sir.
15. Check it once.
Yes, sir. 1 second.
So is it 4.83?
Yes. 4.83 kilo ohm or 4.97 kilo ohm. Both are fine. Okay. So this is about the problems. Shall I erase it?